You are now entering Crazy Joe's Galaxy. Enjoy the wild ride. You are now entering through the galaxy. Crazy Joe here from Crazy Joe's Galaxy. We've got Gotham Season 2, Episode 15 review, Wrath of the Villains, Mad Grey Dawn. This is going to be a very interesting episode. What it says here for the description is Gordon and Bullock investigate a museum robbery. Gordon's role in Gallivant's murder could be exposed. Penguin meets his father, and Bruce practices his street smarts. So this should be a very good episode. I'm looking forward to it. If you're new to the channel and you like the video, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, about what your favorite part of Gotham is and whatnot, who's your favorite characters and stuff like that. Like the video, share the video, and leave me a comment. You know what I mean? So we'll be back here in a moment with some more Gotham. Alright, this is going to be going over the whole full show during the commercial breaks and whatnot. Alright, so we kick off with Nygma, who is the Riddler, in the museum. He lights up a wick and it goes up to a grenade and all kinds of smoke comes out. He goes up to a painting, he cuts it out. He ends up with a question mark on it, and he ends up hightailing out of there before the police get there. And that's how we start off Gotham. Very interesting way to kick it off. Nygma is gone off on a whole another level now. He's going to full effect, and now Gordon and Bullock are in the commissioner's office, and they're talking to him about it. He assigns the case to them, and then he tells Gordon that IA is opening the case to Gallivant's murder back, and that they have an eyewitness saying that he was there and whatnot. And he tells him again that he wasn't, and then Nygma comes up on Gordon and Bullock and asking about when, saying that he's ready for the sit down about the girl that he married. Murdered. And then Gordon's like, oh, we'll have that sit down later and whatnot. I got other stuff going on right now, but we'll do that sit down this afternoon and whatnot. So that was kind of interesting. Nygma is playing games with Gordon. So it's pretty interesting with that whole thing, and that he's playing games. And then we're at Butch's place, him with the girl now. Gallivant's sister is there, you know what I mean? And the Penguin comes in, and they find out the Penguin's been rehabilitated. He's not like super crazy like he used to be. And Gallivant's sister, I forget what her name is for some reason, but she grabs a knife. She wants to stab him. Penguin wants to give a cupcake to Butch, and everybody pulls guns out on him. They're like, what? We're gonna shoot you. He's like, oh, I got a certificate that I'm not crazy anymore. I'm sane now. And he wants to be friends. And then they end up taunting him about his mom and whatnot, and reminding him about how he chopped his hand off and how he killed her brother and all that stuff. So, and then he doesn't do anything. He doesn't get all crazy, you know what I mean? And then she tells him, she tells Butch, she's like, well, he's not getting out of here without being punished, you know what I mean? Like, we got to do something to make him pay for what he's done, and he's like, well, what do you have in mind? And then we end up leaving them and going back to Gordon and Bullock in the museum, checking that whole scene out and whatnot, to where they're like looking around and stuff. And Gordon tells Bullock about the IA thing, and he asks if he can get in touch with that girl he knows over at IA. And he says, yeah. So that'll be interesting to see where that leads to. Then a guy shows them the damage that Nygma the Riddler did, but they don't know that it's him. There's a question mark on one, and he brings them over to another two paintings, and then they figure out the riddle. And we go to commercial where Nygma is pulling a bomb out of a trunk, which apparently he's bringing it into a train station. And it'd be interesting to see where things go from here. I believe he's bringing the bomb to the train station, and that he's going to try and blow up a train, or it's a fake bomb, so it's very possible that that's what that is. Hey, he's stringing along Gordon and Bullock, and it's gonna be interesting if they end up catching him, or what happens if they catch him. Does that he gets arrested? Is he gonna go to the loony bin? Is he that he's actually gonna lose his job? But then I don't think he's gonna get caught in this episode. I think it's gonna be a while where he's playing games with Gordon and Bullock for a while. So, and he's gonna be stringing them along, and they're gonna be trying to figure out riddles and crimes, trying to solve all the crimes that the Riddler is doing. Now, you know, we haven't seen Bruce Wayne Batman yet. The Bat. Looking forward to seeing what happens with him in the streets. So that'll be interesting. Um, Pretty wild. Gordon figured that riddle out really quick. Very impressive. So we'll be back here in a moment with some more breakdown review of Gotham. So we're back, and they're at the train station. Nygma is at the doorway with his back to it, where nobody's seen him, and Gordon and his partner there, they end up going through the door there, and they're searching the area. They're telling the police, telling everybody to leave and whatnot. And Gordon ends up realizing that there's a question mark on a locker, and he hears it. He grabs a crowbar, he pops it open, he sees there's a bomb in there. It's got like 30 seconds to go. He runs, he throws it up in a thing, and it blows up. Gordon goes flying. I'm like, holy shit, did Gordon just get blown up? No, he didn't. His partner comes over, picks him up, and then we go over to Ivy. They show Ivy messing with a bunch of plants in a big room with black lights, and Kat comes in with Bruce, and they're talking and whatnot. We find out she grows mushrooms for a gang in Gotham City, which is pretty crazy, and Ivy is in on a plan with Kat, and Bruce finds out about the plan, and then he ends up getting in on the plan. And what they did was they gave a gang a bunch of mushrooms that'll put them to sleep, and Kat and Bruce are going to rob them, and they end up, you know, so they end up all talking about the plan and whatnot. And then that's pretty interesting, pretty gutsy and ballsy for these teenagers to be doing something like that with these gangsta thugs that are drug dealers in Gotham City. And then we go back to Gordon with the commissioner. They're walking through the train station, talking about things, trying to figure out what's going on, who did it, and whatnot. And he doesn't, they're like, we don't know what's going on. Nygma gets a officer to sign something about the, what's it, about fucking evidence and whatnot. And then Nygma goes over and talks to Gordon, and they talk some, and then we go back over to Kat and Bruce. They're sneaking around in a place where the drug dealers are all sleeping and whatnot. Kat finds the money. One of the dudes is sleeping, holding on to it. He wakes up, he grabs Kat's hand, and Bruce tells him, if you give us the can, and you close your eyes, you'll be able to fly. And he gives him the money. Some dude breaks in the door, and it's the dude who's in charge of the gang, and he stops Kat and Bruce from leaving with the money. So that's pretty crazy. So now they are being held hostage, Kat and Bruce being held hostage by, I believe it's Bush's nephew, because they busted in on them, robbing them and whatnot, and he ain't too happy. It's crazy, though. I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, how are they gonna get out of that? Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's pretty crazy that they're in this situation now. When Bruce has all this money, they need to rob nobody, but he wants to learn how it is being on the streets and what it's like, and how to do things on his own without relying always on his money to see how the other side lives. So I think it's pretty intense and wild. So I think it's pretty cool, like, getting to see the bat, like, getting to, like, go through a backstory of Bruce Wayne as a teenager, and then, like, Gordon as a young adult and whatnot. and we go to Nygma in his apartment. There's a knock on his door while he's holding on to the crowbar. That was evidence from the scene. What's up with that? Why does he have that? So Penguin's punishment was that they threw a bunch of feathers and stuff, glued feathers all over him. So they dumped glue on him and the feathers. And Nygma lets him in, and they talk and whatnot for a little bit. And then Nygma tells Penguin to leave because he's pretty busy and whatnot. So I don't know. I didn't really feel like there was a whole lot there between the two of them, which was pretty interesting because Nygma is all crazy now and committing crimes like the Riddler, and the Penguin, he's all like chilled and stuff and relax. And then we come back, and Gordon's partner is telling him about what the IA has on him, that a witness is, signed statement saying that they seen him shoot that they seen him stop Penguin and shoot Galavan, and that's got Gordon pretty freaked out, so that's pretty wild. It's like, well, it's just nuts. Well, what it was the whole thing with Penguin and the Riddler actually there, you know what I mean? That they were talking about how Penguin gave the Riddler information on Gordon, and so now Cat and Bruce are being held hostage by Butch's nephew, and he's, just got off the phone, left a message for Butch to get a hold of him right away, and she just told him, he's like, they're not going to be too happy that we broke in here without you even knowing about it and robbing you guys until after the fact, and she talks shit to him, and he smushes her face in like potato salad or something, and then Bruce talks smack to him, calls him a coward, and then the dude comes up on him, punches him. Well, another guy's holding Bruce. He punches him. It's like, you're a fucking tough guy, punching a guy in the stomach when his hands are being held, So then Bruce keeps talking smack to this bully dude, this punk ass, and then the dude's beating Bruce down. And whatnot, Bruce starts hearing Alfred's voice telling him all you gotta do is outlast him. And whatnot, Bruce gets up. And he gets in the dude's face, he swings at him, but then the dude's just beating Bruce down left and right with lefts and rights, and he's just brutalizing, beating the crap out of him. Bruce is all bloodied up. He's all got a beat down. The dude's laying a smackdown. He throws him up against like a music box or some arcade game, some shit, and Bruce is talking shit to him. And then dude's like, your mother, the number on you, raising you. And Cat screams at him, freaks out. And Bruce ends up beating the shit out of this guy when Cat ends up beating the crap out of the guy who was holding on to her. And they just Bruce just hit him with like 3 rights and knocked him the fuck out. He was like, what? You got knocked the fuck out? What? Bruce with them heavy hands. And then they grab money and they run off. And Penguin is at his mother's grave. And he's talking to the grave and whatnot, and then an old dude comes up out of nowhere, and it's like, what? Who's this? It's Penguin's dad. Holy shit, Penguin's dad. He never knew he had a dad. He thought his dad died when he was a baby and stuff, but he didn't die. He never knew about him, so that was pretty crazy that he finds out he has a dad. Then Gordon and his wife are talking over dinner, and he hasn't eaten anything. He's just getting drunk. And she's like, what's going on? He tells her about the IA opening the case again. She's freaking out. And he says he'll figure it out. And then the Riddler, Nygma, he ends up going in that dude's apartment who had signed that stuff earlier, who's a cop. And he ends up beating him down with the crowbar that James Gordon was holding on to earlier to break into the locker, so that doesn't look good. Looks like Nygma and Riddler has got shit going on for Gordon. That's crazy. Holy shit. That's crazy. So he's setting up Gordon. He's making it look like Gordon attacked this dude, even though Gordon's not there, so I don't know, like, how that's even gonna, like, how does that even work and go down? It's just like he's not even there. He's with his wife right now, So, yeah, it's pretty interesting, but he told him, oh, Gordon's right behind me right before he beat him up. And then, what's going on? I did not hit that button. So, yeah. So then we go to Penguin and his dad. They're in a big-ass mansion, and Penguin takes a bath, and then they're eating dinner, and he ends up telling him that he has more family, so interesting. So they're talking, they're all happy and stuff, and then Gordon gets a call from his partner and tells them that there is a lead on the device that set off the bomb, that it was a phone call made from a payphone. So Gordon's going to check that lead out, and he's going there. He's at the payphone now. It's pretty interesting. So then he ends up going into the room. There's a door open, and he goes in. The door closes behind him. He's got his gun drawn, and the dude, they got beat down by Nygma, Riddler, and was there. And then, oh shit, the commissioner, what the fuck? That's crazy. He just went up in there on him, and they've got guns drawn. Is there going to be a shootout here now, or what? It's crazy. Wow. This does not look good for Gordon. Looks like Nygma Riddler set him up big time. That's not good. Hopefully that dude's still alive and he just got the crap beat out of him, and then he can tell what happened, So we'll find out here in a moment. So they got guns drawn on each other. He tells him to put his gun down. The commissioner gets Gordon to put his gun down. And he's like, because he wants to be able to explain it to him. He tells him a little bit, and he tosses him the handcuffs. He finds out dude got no pulse. That's not good. Dude's dead. Holy shit. He freaking killed him. That isn't good. Kat is stitching up Bruce Wayne, and he tells her that when during that fight when he was getting beat up, that everything just went away, all the problems and the pain and all that stuff, and that he felt, that he was going to be all right, that no one could break him and whatnot. She's like, everybody can be broken and whatnot. So that's when Bruce Wayne becomes young Batman, kind of, I feel. Obviously, he's not going to have a suit yet, Be interesting to see how many seasons we get out of this and how old, how they jump through and stuff. So now the commissioner has Gordon in an interrogation room, and he's pointing out all the evidence and whatnot, the crowbar and fingerprints on it and so forth. So this isn't looking good at all for him, and he's like, oh, we're set up and shit, and all the evidence, that would help him out is all missing because Enigma removed the paperwork and all this other stuff in freaking the IA. Like what the Nygma had that officer sign earlier was the IA paperwork that was hidden, which is crazy. It's like, you're nuts. So he was set up, and he's like, oh, set up, and he's like, how many criminals that were guilty of that? And then he says he wants his rep and whatnot. So that's fucking crazy. Like, what is going to happen to Gordon? I don't like how this is going at all for him. This is bullshit. I mean, yeah, like he did kill him, but, and then the commissioner tells them, that brings him out and tells officer to bring him down to county, and his partner comes out and he tells him, he's like, oh, everything that happened today was set up, was to get to here and whatnot. He's like, a bomb and all this stuff. And you see Nygma in the background just staring off. Pretty crazy. So this is a really wild episode. So I say, like, this is an awesome show, like, wicked awesome. One of my favorite shows right now. There's a lot of cool shows, so I'll be, I'll be doing an update to the channel to let you guys know, like, what other TV shows I'll be doing reviews on, but I will be doing Game of Thrones as well, along with how I've already been doing The Walking Dead, and then now I'm doing Gotham. There's some other shows, too, I'll be doing, so, wow. What? They already went to the trial. Gordon was found guilty, and he's been sentenced to 40. Been sentenced to years in jail. What? Are you fucking kidding me? And then Bruce Wayne and Kat see this, and he's like, "This isn't something's not right." He's like, "This isn't right," and she's like, "A lot of things aren't right." Man, wow. Yeah, it's just crazy. So that pisses him off, obviously. It's like, what's he going to do? Is he going to go back to Alfred? And it's just crazy. His crazy ex ends up waking up. I'm trying to remember what her name is. Why can't I remember her name right now? His crazy ex. What was her name? Let's see if I can find her name real quick. Come on. Aaron, no. Maybe it was Aaron. Barbara. Her real name is Aaron. But Barbara ends up waking up when she hears the news that Gordon has been sentenced to jail. Like, this is crazy. So, I think it's pretty nuts. I'm like, whoops. And then his wife goes and meets him in jail, and he tells her not to come and visit again. He'll refuse to see her, to go move away and start a new life somewhere else with the baby and all this stuff. It was really sad and emotional moment there and whatnot. It's like, man, this sucks. Yeah, freaking Nygma. It was like, Gordon had no idea that you had anything to do with that woman's death and whatnot. And then we go back to Penguin and his dad and everybody there are celebrating him being there with the family, being part of the family. He has a brother. I think he has a mom and a sister. So I think they're stepbrothers and sisters. I don't think they're really his real blood brother and sister or half brother and sister. Then here at the end, we have Gordon being brought to Arkham. Arkham Asylum? No, it'd be the prison. What's the frickin' name of the prison? Damn it. Can't remember right now. But it's the Gotham County prison. And his partner tells him that he'll figure it out. So that's where we are with that. That was a crazy ass episode. What's going to happen next in the next episode? But I think it's pretty cool, like that, the whole thing with Bruce living on the streets with Kat and going through different things and then, like, showing us that whole thing and whatnot, and then all the stuff going down with Gordon and how Nygma becomes a Riddler. Like, the whole thing with Penguin is, like, interesting because, like, they did a number on him in the insane asylum there in Arkham Asylum with Doctor Strange. And so now it's like he's not who he was. How does he end up getting back to being the Penguin, from where he's at now? Like, does he end up something make him snap and he goes back to being crazy and shit and evil? Or does he stay tame like this for a while and then he ends up being, like, kind of controlling? Like, it's definitely interesting because, like, we've seen the dark side of the Penguin, and now we're seeing a very tame and mild side, and I'm like, it's like really weird. And then Nygma is like turning real dark and evil and whatnot, and it's like pretty wild. A Halloween cup from a couple years ago. So anyways, leave me a comment, like the video, share the video, leave me a comment with your thoughts and opinions about the episode. What was your favorite part? What was the worst part of the episode in your opinion? Who was like your favorite character and whatnot? Who's your least favorite character? How what do you think is going to happen next week and whatnot? I'll be doing a video for the trailer for next week as well with my review and thoughts on that as well. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for more content.